On my birthday, my sister sent me a gift box. People smiled. Someone clapped. My commander grabbed my wrist and whispered, "Don't touch it. That's not a gift." And in that moment, I realized something terrifying. My own family might be my biggest danger. My sister and I were raised in the same house, but we lived in two completely different worlds. She was loud, effortless, the kind of person who could turn a quiet room into a stage without even trying. I was the opposite, quiet, observant, the kid adults described as mature for his age, which usually meant forgotten. She learned early that attention was power, and she learned even earlier that I was the easiest way to get it. At family dinners, she never missed a chance. "So what do you do again?" she'd say, smiling sweetly. "Oh right, the government job." She'd laugh first, so everyone else would feel safe laughing too. "Must be nice," she'd add. Same paycheck. Same routine. No risks. People nodded. I stayed quiet. Not because I agreed, but because defending yourself teaches people where to hit you next. People assume you join the military for pride or patriotism. Sometimes you join because it's the first place that feels fair. In uniform, rules are clear. Respect is earned. Your past doesn't matter, only your discipline does. For the first time in my life, I wasn't her sibling. I was just another recruit. And I was good at it. As my career progressed, her comments didn't stop. They evolved. Online posts, sarcastic captions, backhanded compliments. "Proud of my brother," she once posted. "Someone's got to keep the lights on." People loved it. I muted her. My birthday landed during a base training cycle. I didn't mention it. Didn't expect anything. The morning felt normal until a courier walked in. Black box. Clean edges. No ribbon, no card, just my name and her return address. People noticed instantly. Ooh, family gift. About time, someone joked, maybe it's a personality. Laughter. I picked up the box. It was heavier than it looked. That's when my commander moved. He didn't smile, didn't joke. He stepped in fast and placed his hand over mine. Firm, controlled. He leaned in and whispered, "Do not open that." Someone laughed awkwardly. He looked up and said clearly, "That's not a gift, that's a message." The room went silent. The box was taken from my hands. The area was cleared. Doors locked. Phones confiscated. My birthday stopped being a birthday. It became an incident. Hours passed. No explanations, no phone calls. Just me alone replaying memories. Her laughter, her jokes. Was this another one? Or something worse? When my commander finally called me in, his face wasn't angry. It was disappointed. Not at me, at her. "Your sister didn't understand what she sent," he said slowly. But intent doesn't erase consequence. It wasn't a bomb. It wasn't illegal. It was worse. A joke item. Something made to look real enough to trigger response protocols. Something she thought would embarrass me. Something designed for attention. She got it. She called that night. Laughing. "Relax," she said. It was just a joke. I didn't interrupt. For the first time, I really listened. She wasn't apologizing. She was minimizing. That's when it hit me. She didn't see me as a brother. I was a character in her content. A prop. Reports were filed. Names documented. No charges. But records don't disappear. She never asked what that meant. She didn't need to. That night, alone in my quarters, I stared at the empty table. No cake, No candle, just silence. And the understanding that some people don't change because they never think they'll be held accountable. The base returned to normal faster than I did. Training resumed. Schedules reset. People stopped talking about the box. But silence has weight, and every time someone looked at me just a second too long, I could feel it. Not suspicion, curiosity. My commander never raised his voice. He didn't need to. When he spoke again, days later, it was measured. You handled it correctly, he said. But understand this, some lines don't come with second chances. He wasn't threatening me. He was warning me about her. She didn't apologize. She sent a meme, something sarcastic, something dismissive. Guess your job isn't as boring as I thought. That was it. No concern, no accountability. I didn't reply. Weeks passed, then months. I stopped expecting anything from her. No calls, no messages, and strangely, life felt lighter. Some people confuse access with importance. As long as they can reach you, they assume they matter. When access disappears, they finally feel the loss, but by then it's usually too late. A year later, I was promoted. No announcement online, no family post, just a quiet ceremony. My commander shook my hand. "You've earned trust," he said. That meant more to me than applause ever could. It was unexpected. A message request. Her name. I stared at it longer than I should have. Then I opened it. No jokes, no emojis, just one line. I didn't realize how serious it was. "Can we talk?" That sentence mattered, not because it apologized, but because it admitted ignorance. We met off base. Neutral ground. A calf. She arrived early. That alone told me everything. Not weaker, just quieter. No performance, no audience. She sat down and waited for me to speak. I didn't. I didn't mean for it to go that far. There it was again. Intent, not impact. She didn't say, "I'm sorry." She didn't say, "I crossed a line," she said. I didn't know. Ignorance as a shield. "Did you think about what could happen?" She hesitated. "No." That honesty surprised me, because it meant I wasn't even considered. Not as a brother, not as a person, just as a setup. "I just wanted people to see you," she said. "To notice you." I almost laughed. She still thought visibility was kindness. 10 years ago, she controlled the narrative. Now she was waiting, watching my face, reading my silence. "I don't need to be seen," I said. "I need to be safe," she flinched. That was the moment she understood. Not the box, not the lockdown, the distance. Quietly, almost afraid. "I'm sorry, too late, but real." Forgiveness isn't restoration, it's release. And I had already released her. "I forgive you," I said. Her shoulders relaxed. But then, "I don't trust you," they dropped again. Trust isn't rebuilt with words, it's rebuilt with time. And some people don't get enough of it. So, what happens now? She finally asked it directly. "Nothing," I said. And meant it. We sat there. Two people connected by blood, separated by choices. Neither of us spoke again. We didn't hug. We didn't argue. We stood up, nodded politely, and walked in opposite directions. That was it. No dramatic ending. No music swelling moment. Just two people realizing that the past doesn't always come back to be fixed. Sometimes it comes back to be understood. I expected anger. I expected sadness. What I felt instead was relief. Not because she finally apologized, but because I no longer needed anything from her. People think forgiveness means reopening the door. It doesn't. Forgiveness means locking the door without bitterness and walking away without looking back. My days became quieter, not lonely, intentional, work that mattered, people who respected boundaries, friends who didn't need to make jokes at my expense to feel important. For the first time, my life felt stable, and stability, I learned, is a form of freedom. She messaged once more. Short. Simple. I hope you're okay, no request. No guilt. I replied. I am. That was the truth. She never asked, did I hurt you? She already knew. Asking would have forced her to sit with the answer. That box wasn't a joke. It wasn't a mistake. It was a mirror. It showed me exactly how much she valued attention over safety, and it showed me how little she understood my world. He wasn't just protecting the base, he was protecting me. From believing that blood automatically means care, from thinking that love excuses recklessness. There was a version of me that laughed along with her jokes, that tried to be smaller so she could be bigger. That version didn't survive the gift box. And honestly, I'm grateful. She always needed one. I didn't. That was the difference. It wasn't with anger. It was with clarity. I hope she learned something. But whether she did or not, my life no longer depended on it. Family isn't defined by who shares your blood. It's defined by who protects your safety. Who respects your boundaries, who doesn't turn your life into content. My sister sent me a box on my birthday. What I received instead was something far more valuable: the ability to walk away without guilt. She thought she sent me a gift. My commander knew better. Because the real gift that day was learning that distance can be an act of self-respect.